Megan. I'm back today and I'm going to start a new kind of little series because I was a bridal consultant for about 2 years, so I have many stories from that time. Brides and bridesmaids, mothers of the brides can all be really crazy. I worked at 2 different stores, and this is a story from the first store that I worked at. So I had a bridesmaid's appointment, which I was really good at the bridesmaids appointments. I managed to keep everybody kind of together and narrow down the dresses pretty well. I had a bride come in and she had about 6 to 8 bridesmaids, which is quite a bit of bridesmaids. Her colors for her wedding were plum and like a rose goldy kind of color, so she really wanted her bridesmaids to be in a rose gold color long dresses. It was a very elegant type wedding. I can't remember the venue, but it was really classy. As soon as they all came in, I smelled booze off of them like immediately. I was like, well, maybe they just went out for a few drinks. I've made a day out of it and they've come here. All of the dresses were at the very front of the store and the change rooms are in the back. The goal was to get them back to the change room areas, sit down with the bride, see what she wanted, see the vision of her wedding, and then go from there. I would go and pick some dresses that I felt that she would like, and then we would just kind of go from there. But with some groups, they insisted on going and looking at everything through themselves, which I totally understand and respect, but the problem is me trying to wrangle 6 or to 8 bride and bridesmaids while they're just grabbing dresses off of racks and just dragging these gowns across the floor was a little chaotic. And this group were just like, oh, we want to go look, we want to do this, we want to do that. I'm like, okay, well, everyone pick one dress that you like. That was usually what I did with those groups, and it worked out pretty well. So I'm trying to wrangle all these people, and I noticed that bridesmaids start picking dresses that are short. And I was like, oh, just so you know, if the bride really wants long dresses for this, of course I'll, still show this to her if you feel she'll like it. But, like, bitch, your bride does not want you in a short fucking dress, so don't pick a short dress. I hurdle them all over back to the change rooms, and it's just dresses everywhere, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my god. And the bride starts getting angry. She's like, who picked all these short dresses? And it was her maid of honor. The maid of honor was like, I want short dresses. I don't like long dresses. I look stupid in them. All this stuff, all these excuses. Of course, the bride was a little bit annoyed by this. I told the maid of honor to put on the short dress so the bride could see it right away and be like, hey, maybe I like that, or get rid of it completely, and then it's just not even an option anymore. We're over the short dress, we're done with it. So of course she puts it on. The bride was like, no, I don't like that. But I gathered up all those short dresses and I put them all back, and I told the other girls to put on their favorite long dress that they chose. The bride pulled me aside and asked me if we allowed to drink in here, and I told her no, because no alcohol allowed in the store that I was working at. And she was like, oh, okay. And I knew that they were probably sneaking booze into the change rooms and drinking, but there really wasn't much I could do about it. Progressively throughout this appointment, the bridesmaids and the bride herself were getting so wasted. I could definitely smell wine and champagne, but then there were definitely some like harder alcohols, like maybe some vodka or even like a whiskey kind of smell. The bride was just super like goofy and totally drunk. She was gone. So I encouraged the bride to maybe come back at another time because I felt like she wasn't probably going to make a good decision being this drunk. Next thing I know, the maid of honor went and got all the short dresses back and made everyone try them on. And the bride, in her drunk, so wasted state of mind, is sitting there and she's like, maybe I like it. And I was like, I don't think you like it. Like, I think you really should come back another time, maybe just with a couple of the bridesmaids, and choose a dress that she actually wants her bridesmaids to wear on her wedding day. She's like, you know what, screw it, let's try everything. They're trying on high-lows, they're trying on short dresses, no more long dresses were even a part of the picture. Then this maid of honor was like, I think we want a different color. I'm feeling like a Tiffany blue, aqua. I want to look like I'm from the ocean. I was like, I said, well, this is not an ocean themed wedding, and this is not what I think the bride is going for. So I was going back and forth constantly throughout this appointment, just putting back dresses so it wasn't just this giant mess for me to clean up in 5 minutes before my next appointment came. I get back and the bride was like, this is the one, this is the dress I want, like this is gonna be my perfect dress. And I was like, are you sure about that? Because it's a short dress, little strapless dress, empire kind of waist, just flowy, just above the knees kind of dress. And she's like, this is exactly my vision. And I pulled her aside and I said, when you came in the store, you said that you wanted long dresses. Are you sure? And she goes, yes, I'm changing my mind and I want blue, bitch. Right in my face. It's just alcohol. And I was like, I don't think that's the right decision. I know I'm not you and I can't tell you what to do, but I feel like you're a little bit drunk right now. Come back at a later date on your own. And so while I'm dealing with this bride, I'm literally encouraging her to bring up her Pinterest board so she can look through what her original vision was to maybe snap her back into this. Because I could tell she was not leaving without buying any dresses, which is normally great for a bridal consultant. But in that case, I did not feel comfortable selling her any dresses in that situation. She's looking through her Pinterest board and she's like, it's gonna work, bitch, it's gonna work. And I was like, okay, like there's nothing I can do. I felt so bad that her maid of honor was just trying to take over the whole, dress situation for the bridesmaids. It's not her wedding, it's the bride's, which is a constant problem that I dealt with. As I'm dealing with this bride on the side, going through her freaking Pinterest board, out of the corner of my eye, see a bridesmaid wearing a wedding dress. A bridesmaid from my bridal party wearing a wedding dress. And I just turned, I was like, where did you get this? Like, no. And she's like, I grabbed one for a bunch of us to try on. We're all going to be princess brides. So wasted. The bridesmaid was refusing to get out of the bridal gown. So I got all of the girls back into their normal clothes except for this one bitch in the bridal gown for no apparent reason. She wasn't even getting married. Like, she was just so fucking drunk. So I push her into the dressing room and I literally had to just unzip her, get her dressed. Like, I had to put her clothes on her. I took them all to the place where they purchased their gowns and put their orders in. As this was all happening, I wanted to make sure they weren't just going to hop in a car and go home, obviously. So I was like, okay, ladies, like, where are you off to after this? And, oh, we're going to the restaurant across the street. Like, we're going to have so much fun. And I said, oh, okay, perfect. So I put the orders through. I told the bride that this was non-refundable a billion times. I told her that there is no changes to be made 1,000 trillion times. And she was just so bent on it. So I put the orders through and I sent them on their way. And as they were leaving, I watched them to make sure they did just walk to the restaurant, which they did. And then I know from there the restaurant's obviously going to take care of them and make sure they do not drive home. I think it's pretty apparent that they're all really wasted. So that's the story of how I had a bride come in for rose gold long classy dresses and leave with little summertime blue dresses because she decided to get wasted at her appointment. So to all brides out there, please do not show up wasted at your appointment. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this, please click like and subscribe. I'm going to be posting more stories about my bridal consultant times. As you can see, it was definitely a journey. So please, please, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Bye!